You should conquer your fear, you should overcome your fear. How about using your fear? Hope you're doing well today. In today's video I want to share with you how can you use your fear to enhance your productivity even when you are freaking lazy. So yeah, productivity in fear. Normally it comes not really together, however, if you see it a little bit not just on the surface but see it a little bit in depth and try to find the combination. In fact, many people are actually just talking about overcoming fear by facing it. But you know, fears is the same as love. It's the same thing that we have in us. We can't deny it. And the more we deny it, the more we go away from fear, somewhere that comes like, and it overcomes us like something. And this is where the heart attacks and heart diseases happen. So what I want to say is, you have to live within love, in harmony with love and fear. However, many people are just saying overcoming fear is the thing what you can always do. Of course, you can overcome the fears which are real, which you are capable to overcome. Okay, but what I'm talking about surreal fears which you can't overcome. But the thing is, you can't also deny them. You can't really deny them, and you can't surreal fears. You can't deny them, and they are actually within us. The thing is, when we are born just with two fears. How many fears? Two. The fear of heights and fear of loud noise. These two, only these two. All the other fears are habitual fears. All the other fears are habitual fears that we get from our environment, from our parents, from our friends, mostly from video games, or even from things like TV shows and everything that we know. So this is actually the thing where the fears come from. And the thing is, do you want to live even without fears? Because having fear of something, there's a mechanism in our brain. And our brain is actually not made to make us progress, not made to make us successful. It make us secure. And so when it comes to security against fears, our brain is acting twice as active as towards love, towards compassion. So how you can actually use it? How you can use it? Because many people are just running away from fears, and when all of a sudden when it comes there, they just having heart diseases and can even die from just forcing this fear. I mean, okay, you can overcome fears which are really true fears, okay, and this is okay, like arachnophobia, which I have still not overcome. But other fears, like fears of being screwed by the same sex or something like that, it's really also important to because some people have really kind of this phobia of this, like homophobia. And this homophobia you can also overcome, but just what I actually did and overcome it, because I was in such a sauna. Maybe you know like where the dark moon is. Yeah, I was in dark moon right before I turned 30, and I overcome this fear, because back then I had really fear, homophobia, and I just get, okay, let's just give it a shot, and I did it for this intercourse for maybe 2 hours or so. But if you want to see this whole story, I can chunk this link down below where you can find this thing where I have described in my blog in really in detail, okay, because it's really not YouTube stuff. But other fears like arachnophobia and everything, like of public speaking, the biggest fear, you can actually overcome it for sure. But the thing is, it's also cool to have fears, because of this thing that our body is twice as receptive towards fears. Guess what? You can use it as productivity anchor. Some of you have like heard of the story. Someone who is extremely productive has like every time imagines that he's holding a gun to the head when he doesn't write this down or makes his work done. Some of us who not leverage or who not seen our own lives as valuable as the lives of our loved ones. You can do the same thing with your loved ones. Every time you don't be productive, you slack off, you are killing in your mind your parents, your friends, your girlfriend, your wife, everyone, just at the same time. It's a really cruel thing which you can do, but actually those fears are bringing wonders. In fact, fears is one of the biggest thing of manipulation. People like in all these hidden societies, all these hidden clubs, they are using fear for getting new members and to really hold it secret. You're using really fear, and this helps really good. But I don't wanna go like this deep into this kind of occult stuff. What I'm talking about is
prepare to fight.
You can like watching the horror movies you never want to watch and just watch them and just see this fear and face this fear just by watching it. And when you watch it, then you can actually apply this fear every time you try to be productive on this human being who is the most valuable for you. It might be yourself, it might be someone like your wife or your kids. And imagine every time you are doing this thing, you are like a gore scene occurs with your loved ones. It's a really cruel thing, but it's really powerful because you can be extremely focused and extremely productive. Another thing what you can also use is actually like
a few minutes later.
Like imagine you are one character of a video game, like Final Fantasy VII. You are Cloud, and every time like you have to write down. Let's imagine you have to write copy, and every DNI4 site you write, you give a little bit life away from Sephiroth. And at the end, you do like when you finish it, explodes and he is down. Okay, so you can imagine it if you're a gamer, for example, like myself. So these are actually these two things that you can use fear to leverage it towards having extreme productive days, weeks, and months, and maybe also your whole life might be extreme productive by using these small techniques. So first of all, verify and see what your fears are, and make it really strong. The stronger the fear, the more productive can you be. The more the avoidance against this fear, and the more productive you have the stress to be productive. And the more you use it, the more you can actually overcome it. So yeah, Rishit, tell me what's the number one thing you've picked up so far. I hope you have an awesome day, and write me down below, because I do upload every single day. Also give me a subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also like it if you got some value from it, to share with your loved ones, because I believe sharing is caring, and it's also shape. But do not lie to yourself, because you have passion. Now